I just watched RWBY Volume 2, and hey, I gotta say, dude, Volume 2 definitely picks up the pace and definitely owns in on the story. I was told how after RWBY Volume 1, RWBY Volume 2 was like the company's last effort to show what they're really made of. And I'm gonna tell you, I was so much more engaged with RWBY Volume 2 than RWBY Volume 1. And I want to talk about
There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore. There's a line that will cross and there's no return. There's a time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. We can't just wait with lives at stake until they think we're ready. Our enemies are gathering, our storm is growing louder.
So first off, when I went back to watching Volume 2, I was kind of worried about how I could get back into it, because it had been a minute since I watched Volume 1, so I wasn't sure if I would still have the same vibe or the tone would still be the same. Would it be easy for me to go into, or would I have to lock in and focus on every single detail to really get back in that realm? And I thought that's how that was going to be at first when we get introduced to Mercury and Emerald, and they're hunting this one guy, and they beat his ass, right? So I'm okay. So at first I was oh shit, I really gotta lock in. But then we get to the school with RWBY and all her friends, and we have Sun and his friend Neptune. He's Neptune, I'm gonna introduce you to these cool people. Be relaxed, right? Be cool. And immediately once we get into the cafeteria, we're having a food fight, and that eased all my tension immediately. And the food fight was really funny and stupid at the same time. One thing that for RWBY that was always I love it is their banter and their dialogue. Their dialogue is so I don't know how they do it. It's so friendly and so I can see this happening in real life. It feels so off the wall and human, but not in the sense of oh, this is something a person would say logically, but more in the sense of this is something a random person would say randomly out of nowhere, but it makes sense, There's certain things you can't make up in a script. It's just not, you can't make up the entire dialogue in a script and for it to go super well, but they do it somehow. And if it's not scripted, that makes even more sense, because some of the things they say are just so random, but works. Okay, so when they were having a food fight, I liked the food fight because everybody was it was stupid, but also everybody's using different food to replicate their weapons. Blake, she used a sausage links to replicate her whip, and she was out here dodging and swiping around. That was really cool. I can't remember the one girl's name, Nora. She used her hammer, but instead she put a pole inside of a watermelon and was bashing people, bro. John was just there for real. He could not compete with none of them. Oh my god. Pyra, she was throwing soda cans and it was working as explosions, and that was really stupid and clean. And I liked how Yang, she had used full-on turkeys as boxing gloves, and she was throwing them things. I ain't gonna lie, she was throwing them hands, some haymakers. But that was low-key nasty. She had her whole fist inside of a turkey. Oh, ew, that was so nasty. I was relax, yo, no ma'am. But it was fun. They took it to the next level. They had a whole pyramid. You can't get us. We win this food fight. Had every other student running out that cafeteria. And look, RWBY, she need to relax, because she out here using some speed powers and shit to win. I was bro, chill, man. I want to see them all fight and lose, not RWBY take out all four of them. I blame John. If John was actually real good, he should have been the one to stop RWBY and they battle lap. Nah, RWBY just fucking one-shots all four of them with some fucking tornado wind sprint shit. Let's relax, bro. I get it, you're a prodigy, but chill, bro, chill. But that whole food fight definitely ease attention to me. Oh yeah, I'm right back in. I was oh yeah, I'm excited now. I'm with it. It's the same crew that I remember from last time. And while I'm on, I guess, kind of fights, I do want to talk about fights a bit real quick. They had some really good fights in this. I'm not gonna lie. RWBY's team and Sun and Neptune go after Roman, and they infiltrate the a White Fang, which is a Faunus terrorist group, low key, for real. When they were infiltrating and trying to figure out what's going on with that, and then Roman finds out, he uses that big Gundam ass fucking weapon to go and attack them. That whole fight was very nice. I liked how it was some high speed chase stuff with them being on cars, jumping on cars and running and stuff like that. Low key, damn, there were so many good fights. I love that fight just because of the movement during the road was really nice, and then when they got down and they started to fight as a team, that was so clean. Like, they don't really tell you how Team RWBY fights, but you can see it. Like, Whis is low-key like the support person. She gives them little buffs to make their speed better and gives them little weapons so that they can have like enhanced attacks. We got Yang who's just a powerhouse, right? She starts at the beginning, you know, trying to show herself, and then she usually comes back at the end with like heavy power attacks because she's been getting beat up the entire fight. Blake and Ruby are more like the mid fighters. They just kind of fight. They're kind of like DPS. It's until, you know, Ruby decides to be a main character and one-shot somebody. But typically, I see it as Ying's like the main damage per second and a tank. She's a tank until she gets like peak power, and then she becomes a DPS for a few seconds and knocks the enemy out, you know? But that whole fight was really nice. I wish Sun got to do some more fighting in it. We got to see some new powers. We got to see some clone stuff. Neptune got like a bullet. I hope he has water powers because his name is Neptune. Like, come on, let's be for real, right? So I hope he got some like water gun bullet powers or whatever. But I feel like we're going to see more from that the next volume. Another good fight. Yang versus the Umbrella Lady. I think her name was like Neo or Neo Battalion or something like that, right? That was clean. She was using that umbrella in like numerous ways, and she was so chill with it. She was on Yang's ass 24/7, and you can see Yang getting frustrated and getting annoyed. And when Yang was first like, I'm gonna fight her by myself, I was like, okay, that's weird. Why? But then I remembered, bro, Neo was the one who stopped their attack originally. So Yang might got a little vendetta, like, yo, who do you think you is? You're not like that. I'm about to show you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Yang did not show her nothing, because Neo was on her ass 24/7. Neo was playing with her. She out here sitting down on barrels and stuff, smiling at her and doing flips and twirls. Got Yang fucking about to have a hissy fit. That shit's crazy, bro. Shit's crazy, man. It was really good. Pyra versus those students. She was using that staff, and she was spinning around her neck and like kicking it. That shit was beautiful. That was beautiful, and it went longer than I expected, but it was like very good choreography for a 4v1. I'm like, damn, this animation is just perfect for fighting. It is. Like, it may not look the best, but it is perfect for what they want to do with it. And the animation looks way better than Volume 1, by the way. I'm like, there was a significant increase in like quality and making this animation style have a bit like more visible to the eye, if that makes sense. Right, but that's just, so like Pyra, and then Pyra fight Mercury. It's weird. I like how there's focus on Pyra this volume, but not a lot, because I like Pyra a lot. So I'm trying to like, I really want her to get some focus. She did when it came to like John and when it came to fighting. But then it was nothing, and it kind of just stopped. It was like, oh, we're building her up, and then it stopped. Which makes me like, okay, I'm kind of like, okay, bet. I'm more than likely she's going to get some like real good focus in Volume 3. And so is Jean, because Jean's my favorite character so far. And you know, Jean's love versus Pyra, you know I'm with them all the way, bro. I love them, man. Especially when Jean like really will realize like, yo, you fuck with me. And I like that, like the reason Pyra likes Jean, it wasn't because, oh, he's cute or some shit. I mean, yeah, he got to be good looking, of course, right? But it's more like he saw her for her, you know. He didn't really see her as like this big name. And the biggest emphasis on this is when we first meet them. Look at this clip. I'm just gonna play the clip again. One of my favorite clips.
You know what else is great? Me, Jean-Arc. Nice to meet you.
You again?
Nice to meet you, Jean.
Yeah. So, Weiss, couldn't help but overhear your fondness of me the other day.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Don't worry, no need to be embarrassed. So, been hearing rumors about teams. I was thinking you and me would make a good one. What do you say?
Actually, I think the teams are comprised of 4 students each, so...
You don't say. Well, hot stuff. Play your cards right, and maybe you could join up with the winning team.
Jean, is it? Do you have any idea who you were talking to?
Not in the slightest, Snow Angel.
This is Pyra.
Hello again.
See, in that clip, John doesn't even know who the fuck she is. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whoever you are, bro. Like, I'm not talking to you right now, you know? That, I bet that turned her on. I'm just saying, I bet that turned her on. Cause she was like, hello. Hey, she was peaked. She was like, hey man, talk to me. I'm right here. And it's, I liked it a lot. I like Pyra and John. And John come in with a dress, and then they danced. They was getting down. John's whole team was getting down, and that it was going crazy. And I liked it. Now I'm so happy John got over Weiss, because that shit was getting annoying. I really thought he was about to get mad at Neptune and try to like confront him. I was like, bro, please don't make me cringe and have to take a big pause and wait 20 minutes before I decide to continue watching because you want to make me cringe that hard. But he didn't. He just went to Pyra like a good man type shit. And now I don't know if they're like together. I feel like they could do a thing where John's kind of stupid and hasn't fully realized that Pyra likes him. He's not fully sure. You know how these type of shows can get, okay? But hopefully they are like officially together. We're gonna see in Volume 3. Another fight that I really liked a lot was, I would say, the last fight where everybody showed up and everybody was like taking out the Grimms. And The only thing I was like, oh, and I liked it because like to me it felt like I was getting a hint of some other stuff, right? Because once we get to Velvet's team, which is like the girl with the bunny ears, I didn't know who the fuck they were. I'm not gonna lie, all I knew was Velvet because they talked to her for like a split second. But Velvet's team comes and they start like showing off. There was this one girl, she had like a purse or a suitcase. She was out here like, you know, just washing people, but like with some high tier Barbie type stuff going on. I like that. She was giving like real girl boss energy type shit, right? And then she pulls out a minigun and starts blamming everything. It was so nice. Everybody was showing up. Everybody got the fight. It was like a really team fight, and I liked that. And the music was like so elevated. Speaking on the music, this arc, well, this volume was really good. Like I felt like the music for volume 1 was like just getting themes out there, getting some hype stuff, you know, some real good like vibey, toony school type stuff, and that was good. But for this volume, because it has a bit more serious tone, and we're really gonna learn about things in a more intricate level, the music followed the same suit. There was a few soundtracks that were just like, oh, ooh, this hits right, this hits perfectly. Like here, look at this clip.
You and I all have a common enemy. The ones in control, the people pulling the strings, the dirty, rotten humans that run our kingdoms. Government, military, even the schools, they're all to blame for your lot in life.
Just the way the music moves is so nice, and I like that. It really helps you like get into what's going on, and like it really makes you like lock in and focus, like, oh, this is serious, oh, I need to pay attention, but in a good way, not in a way like, oh, let me sit up because I'm being lazy, more in a way of like engagement. It really elevated itself. Volume 2 really, if the case was that they had to show their stuff in this volume, they definitely came and like showed that they can really do this. And there was a lot of little plots that were going on aside from the big plot, which is just with the White Fang and Roman and Blake's, you know, stress trying to deal with that. And talking on that for a second, I like Blake. I like how Blake had got some focus at the end of volume 1 with the White Fang, and we kind of just figure out how she like left it, but does not like what it has turned into. From what I have gotten so far information wise, White Fang used to be a good group, a rebellious riot type group, you know, that does like marching and fights for the rights the correct way. But then it became something different when Blake's mentor, she said mentor? When Blake's mentor had, I guess, came with a different plan that Blake didn't like. And now they're on some terrorist type stuff, right? So it's like, what really happened? And I like that Blake, when she finds out that they're like messing with Roman and attacking people, she's like, okay, I need to put a stop to this, because she was one of them. And it seems like she was one of them since she was a child. And to me, that like gives her more of a deep emotional connection to them, to the point where she feels responsible for what might have happened with whatever happened with her mentor. So with that, she really wants to fix it and stop that and put him back on the civil rights movement ladder than it being what it is now. And seeing how like so deep in she is to it, she's so stressed. After that one interaction they had with Roman, bro, she was out here trying to find every single connection she could. Days and days staying awake, no sleep, no rest, no nothing. And we get to see this stress a lot, especially when it came to son asking her out to the prom or the ball or whatever it was, and she was like no. And the only reason she said no was mainly just because she was so locked in with the White Fang, and everybody was trying to talk to her, trying to make her go, but no matter what they did, it wasn't working. And then Yang, and I like this from Yang. I like this from Yang a lot. Yang came in and told her about her backstory and how she tried to find her mom and almost got her killed. But not only almost got her killed, almost got her little sister RWBY killed, that's a lot of guilt. But luckily their uncle came to their rescue. And what Yang is telling Blake from that is that you can go after what you're going after. You can be so like gung-ho, you can do that. But you need to have a good balance. Like if you go with narrow eyes and not like fully clear eyes, you're gonna get yourself killed. You're gonna get hurt. Like you need to take rest and take time and let things happen. Because if you try to force information and force knowledge that you don't have, you're gonna end up in the wrong foot. And I know you want to help and fix the White Fang, but sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait for that information to get to you. And I liked W Yang, bro. W Yang. I'm really starting to like Yang a lot more. Yang is a character that like I was already vibing with, because how she is like so like energetic and like just like funny. She's chill and she's aggressive. And I like that. So when we got the little stuff in her past, it gave her some like more deep core emotions and like characteristics. And like just that whole guilt she got from trying to find her mom and wanting to find her mom in the first place says a lot. And then in the final episode, when she's being asked by their teacher, like, why does she want to be a huntress? And she's like, just for the thrill. And then she's the one who's like overthinking it the entire time. Like, why did he ask us these questions? Why did he ask us these questions? Because she doesn't like her own answer. She doesn't like her own answer, but that is her answer. And she, at the time, can't think of another reason to be a huntress. It's just for the thrill, just for the excitement of not knowing what's gonna happen next day. She's like a daredevil, you know? And she felt kind of weird about that because when she looks at Ruby, who's want to be a huntress all her life, and then she looks at Blake and then she looks at Weiss, they have like, their goals a bit more, I guess, like important, you know? Hers was just to live life, have fun. So she was having a little self-doubt in that. But I liked her, Weiss, and Blake being like, well, we all know what we want, but being a huntress comes first. Saving people from Grimm comes first. And I like that a lot. Going on Weiss, I can't wait to learn more about Weiss and her Schnee family stuff, because that seems so deep coded. It really does, bro. It really does. I don't have much to say about Weiss yet. I ain't gonna lie, Weiss is like, out of the RWBY team, Weiss is my least favorite character in there. She be pissing me off. She's uptight. The only times I really like Weiss is when she's being silly, like when they were in the library, they were playing a board game. And Yang explains this up to her, and then she starts whining and stuff because she messes up. I like that a lot. Like, just look at it.
Just know that I will not forget this declaration of war.
And that means you're just 3 moves away from conquering Remnant.
Yes! Fear the almighty power of my forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your children from your very arms. Trap card. Huh? Your armies have been destroyed.
I hate this game of emotions we play. These strong wives will make it through this together. Shut up! Don't touch me.
I liked it a lot. And then when she got the dog scene was also nice. And then of course, when the food fight, she got knocked out, and Ruby's like, no! Like those type of scenes with Weiss, I like them. I want to see more. And it's not like I dislike Weiss. I don't know. I'm missing information for me to fully understand her. Which I'm pretty sure we'll get in season 3, because we got a little bit of the Schnee stuff when she went to the building. So I'm hoping we get some more of that. You know, I'm pretty sure we will, but you know, I gotta see it. I like the little bit more information we got from about the creatures of Grimm. They're not all just like wicked, nonsensical monsters. Some of them, like the mammoths, they have minds, they have awareness because they've been there for so long. And it kind of gives a sense that, okay, maybe some Grimm can just stay alive and be chill. But I don't know if that's what the Huntress want anyway. But it's good to know. It's good to know. Like it's those little increments of information that we're getting about the world that I like. I like small increments of world knowledge that if you keep up with, you can understand this on a deeper level. Because I feel like with RWBY, they give you information, but not all of it. They give you like hints of information over time. And if you remember it and you can like put it together like a chart, like what this goes to there, this goes to there, that goes to there, that goes to there, you'd be like, oh, I get it, you know? And I like that. That's one of my favorite things. My last thing I want to say about it, I have 2 things more I want to say about it. One, Ozpin, whatever it is, and Penny, she's with the general because the tournament stuff is happening, right? And the general came with his whole army, which kind of like makes the city be like, oh, what's going on? Why is there a whole army? You know, and Osmond's like, yo, this is gonna make weird like tension. You don't need to do this. We're at peace. And the dude's like, whoa, no, we're not. We're about to lose peace right now. We need to enforce. But Osmond makes a great point by being like, if you enforce too hard to people who think there's peace, you cause more tension. Causing more tension causes more sense of action. If, for instance, you bring a bunch of army people to the city where there are White Fang terrorists who are chilling, they might be like, oh, they might know that we're doing stuff. Let's attack them before they attack us. Therefore, you're making collateral damages and issues that weren't there at first, or at least not there for a while. But I'm also like, okay, what's going on? Because why the fuck did why does Roman have a shit ton of these fucking these big ass robots when they were introduced as a part of the general's new weapon? So it's like, what the general got going on. And then the general low-key backhanded Osmond, but I feel like Osmond hasn't done nothing that's like shady, at least to the general's perspective. So it's like, okay, general, what you got going on? Because general, he seems like a good guy, especially when he was talking with the other lady with the wand, and she was like, yo, you're a good guy. We know you want to protect everyone and stuff like that, you know, things like that. Like I had like my iffies about the general. So I was like, he might be a little shady. But then when they had talked, I'm like, okay, they're cool, because she knows him. She knows him. But then at the end, he does that. And then the robot stuff, I don't know, bro. This general, he's weird. But so is Osmond. Because like, I didn't like how Osmond was acting in the last volume 1. At the end, he was being a little bit more like mean and like tone and like dark and like aggressive than he was at the beginning. So I was like, okay, maybe he's getting tired of these kids, right? But then he's back to being like super chipper and super nice and like supportive, and not even just like to the kids. When he's talking to the general, he's telling him these things, and it's like, okay, maybe I was overthinking it and trying to make him a bad guy. But then when we see these arguments between him and the general, Osmond is like low-key hiding stuff and low-key not saying things and just saying like, trust me, or not saying anything at all. And it's kind of weird. But then he got betrayed by the general, so then I feel bad. So it's like, I'm so like on the ladder when it comes to Osmond, if he's good or not, 'cause I don't know. But all of this tension is coming from one person only. Cinderfall and her little crew. I said one person, then I said Cinderfall and her crew. Crazy. But I like Cinderfall so far. She's way better of a villain than Roman, in my opinion. She's way more menacing. And she really like put that villain S that I needed in RWBY there. Because Roman was not doing it, I'm telling you right now. He scrapped with RWBY like 5 times. How many times has he won? 0. He's not cold. He's not even that good. He would have lost to RWBY the first time they met. Let's give it a band. He was not about to win that fight. He can't beat Blake or his son. Blake low-key beat his ass. Let's keep it a buck. Roman is fucking shit. He's fucking dog shit. But Cinderfall, she's like that. Mercury, he's like that. Low-key, when Mercury was fighting Pyra, I was low-key scared that Mercury about bang her ass up, because I don't know, the tension was getting crazy. And I don't know about Emerald. I think her name is Emerald. I'm not sure yet with her, but she's kind of menacing as well too. And I just like the Cinderfall. She's like with it. They're with it, and they're still incognito. No one knows that they're like still doing what they're doing. So they're making these moves, and I'm just like, bro, what's going on? What's the plan? But hey, the plan, I'm gonna find out soon, because I'm about to watch Volume 3 next, because I know Volume 3 is like one of the best ones. People have been telling me that Volume 3 is like that thing. And I'm actually excited. Originally I was gonna do Volume 2 and 3 together, but I want to give you guys something, you know, to know that like I'm still watching it. You know, it's been a minute, but I'm still watching it. But overall, Volume 2 way better than Volume 1. I'm gonna give Volume 2, I would say, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 because I like, even though I do like these small increments of information, it's not consistent enough. Like, I don't like that we went from Penny and her being a robot, and then I just stops in that one episode. We never get no more information on it. Like, I would rather save Penny for when, okay, we reveal she's a robot, and we reveal who her dad is, and then stop there. No, we just reveal robot, dad, and that's it. And there's nothing else. She never comes back. I don't like that. Like, I get what you're doing, but I'd rather not get that type of information than not get it at all. Because at the very least, you should bring Penny back up at one point, but no, not again. And then with Whis, her Schnee stuff, I want to know more about that. But I don't know, the episode when everybody went on their own and we was getting lore about them, none of that stuff got followed up except for Blake. And I was not with it, because you're telling us things that we are expecting to get in that same volume and we don't get it. And I need that. You can't give me half of character information, then not give me the rest of it. If this was the last volume, that'd have been fucked. I'm not gonna lie, that'd have been crazy. It was like, huh? What do you mean Yang knows these people from a bar and she got history? What do you mean Penny is a robot and her dad is like very important and she's also with the general? What do you mean Whis' family is hinting to be corrupt or hinting to be like that, and she's like weird, feels weird about it? But also, we don't know nothing about the Schnee system, so does she really feel weird about it? It's just those things like that. It has to be telling me then and then continuing. It can't be tell me then and then never again. So that's what those are like that. I gotta get that 2 points because I love information. So when I'm not getting it, you kind of hoeing, you know, just a little bit. But overall, I really liked it. I'm glad it's getting to Volume 3. I can't wait to watch Volume 3. I love the banter. I love the characterization of these characters and how they interact with each other. And I love the action. And my favorite thing so far is what's going on with the White Fang. I really wish Roman could just like cease to exist. It's kind of annoying as fuck. Like, nah, man. He's trying to be Cell from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but he's just not there. He ain't got the humor to be Cell from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. He needs to pack it up and go home. Let Cinderfall do her thing, because Cinderfall is doing her thing. I want to see what's going to happen next with Mercury and Cinderfall and what they got going on. And I really want to see, I really want to see some Pyra and John stuff. I really do. So hopefully we get that volume 3. And overall, like I said, a good 8 out of 10, or did I say 7 out of 10? If I said 7 out of 10, it's 8 out of 10 now. Cause like thinking back over, I'm like, damn, this shit kind of nice. And I've been rambling for a minute, so I'm gonna stop now. But overall, I really like Volume 2. And I can't wait to watch Volume 3. That one's gonna come out a little bit more faster because, hey, I'm locked in, y'all. I'm locked in. Thank you for watching.